Oh yeah, this is turning out awesome. Oh yeah, perfect. New Facebook profile picture. Oh shoot! What's today? Is today Monday? I have a philosophy test tomorrow. Who do I have to study? Let's check it out. Locke? What? What does Locke have to do anything with philosophy? Can I help you?
What do you mean, what does Locke have to do with philosophy?
The real question is, who are you and what are you doing in my house?
I'm hipster John Locke, and I'm gonna help you pass that philosophy test tomorrow.
So, tell me, hipster John Locke, what is there to know about this John Locke guy?
So Descartes says we can't trust any of our senses, and the only thing we know is true is that we exist because we can think. But that's a dead end. If what he says is true, then nothing is real.
Alrighty then, but then, what's the answer to number 2 on the study guide?
Just hear me out. It'll all make sense. You'll see.
Alrighty, what's the answer?
So we have objects, right? And what is something you know for sure about an object? Their density, volume, height, width. Those things I call primary qualities because they belong to the thing itself. You can't deny they are true. And then the things we sense like taste, smell, touch, hear, see, I call secondary qualities because they come from the senses, not the object. Yeah? I'm a genius, right? Smarter than that idiot Berkley, that's for sure.
For hundreds of years I lay dormant. I am the great one of philosophy. Who dares call my name, idiot?
ਨੀਮੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਚਿਰ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਪੱਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਲੁਕਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਨੀਮੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਚਿਰ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਪੱਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਲੁਕਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ
You silly Loctarians have it all wrong. You can't think about the primary qualities without the secondary qualities. So what you're saying is that we can't separate these qualities? Not necessarily, young one. It's just that you can't have one without the other. You need both. They are bonded together.
What do you mean?
Primary qualities are what make up an object. For example, its shape, mass, density. Secondary, however, are things we perceive of the object, like its color, texture, sound, etc. However, you can't have the primary, again, without the secondary.
I can see where you're going with it, but continue.
Let me give you an example. Take an apple for an instance. Now take away its color, its texture, its scent, the sound it makes when you bite it. Can you picture the apple without those qualities? Can you? Tell me, Habibi.
Well, no.
So if you take away those secondary qualities, what different is an apple from a pear when you only look at the primary qualities? And besides having similar features, how can you identify volume, density, mass without first looking at your secondary? You need your senses.
Well, I'm not saying you can't use your senses. Of course you can. It's part of us. It's just that you can't always trust them.
If you can't trust them, then why would you take them into consideration when you're trying to find reality?
Where are you going with this, Berkley?
I'm just saying, your theory about separating qualities only makes sense if you can trust them. Trust your senses. But if you can't, we have a problem. Okay, but what's the answer? There's no way of taking your senses out of the equation, young one. We need them for everything we observe.
I agree.
But just as we need them for your secondary qualities, we also need them for your primary qualities as well. Because in order to perceive the primary qualities, you're also going to have to perceive the secondary. If you perceive the secondary qualities, you can also be deceived on your primary qualities because you won't be able to always tell reality. You lost me. Can you explain? Well, young one, take away the color of the apple. Can you really picture it without color? You'll either see black or white, or maybe transparent, which means the color is just behind it. So we need senses to see the primary qualities. So they can't be real either.
So you're saying everything we think is reality is just in our perception?
Of course!
If I am perceiving the apple and I look away, does that mean that the apple no longer exists since there's no one perceiving it?
Exactly. It's just like a computer game. If you have a box in a room and you look away from the box, it no longer exists until you look back at the box.
Okay. But what about when I go to sleep at night? If I stop perceiving myself, then does that mean I no longer exist?
Of course not.
Then explain, how do I exist if no one is there to perceive me in my sleep?
MashaAllah! It is God!
And how does...
Because God is the ultimate perceiver. God is always watching us. God is always perceiving us. When we close our eyes to go to bed, God continues to perceive us, making our bodies exist. This is how we exist without perceiving our own bodies.
You're a whole load of crazy, you know that?
You take that back!
Make me.
Oh, wait, I'll show you a lesson with my sense. Guys, calm down. It's not that big of a deal.
Wake up.
And so, as I said, he's part of the British empiricists expedition, although he's Scottish, but he's considered one of the three